Hi, my name's Pete Bowden. I've worked for Painter Sun Country Chrysler for the last 12 years. Painter Sun Country Chrysler has been in business for over 65 years, with its original location starting in Nephi, Utah, and the second location being started 25 years ago here in St. George, Utah. We have an investment in our St. George location of more than $2 million. We've also had gross sales in 2008 of more than $9 million. We've had up to 60 employees with a total payroll in 2008 of $2.5 million. Our vehicle sales tax paid in the county last year was over $900,000, and total federal income tax withheld in 2008 was more than $250,000. The state income tax withhold in 2008 was $100,000, with a total employer payroll taxes being paid in 2008 of more than $200,000. Our total real estate tax, property taxes paid in 2008 was more than $50,000. We have supported more than 60 vendors in 2008 with a total expense of $1.5 million. Many of you know that in June of this year, Chrysler and the federal government terminated our franchises with Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep. They said they had to do this for two reasons. The first, because dealers were costing them money, and two, because these dealers were underperformers. Let's take a look at the first. How can a dealer cost the manufacturer money? When the manufacturer sells the dealer a product, we pay for that product, thereby paying not only for the product, but paying them the profit which they need on the profit to stay in business. Secondly, you might recall that when Chrysler shut down our location, we were the only servicing dealer within 120 miles. We have many customers who show up to our dealership now asking where they can get their cars serviced. We have to tell these customers that they need to take their vehicles 120 miles away, and in some instances they cannot drive these vehicles the 120 miles, but they have to be towed the 120 miles. Can you imagine the expense that this is costing the Chrysler Corporation just for towing vehicles 120 miles to have them serviced, and also the inconvenience it is to a customer that when the vehicle's completed or finished, that they have to now drive the 120 miles in a second car, pick up the original vehicle, and then drive two vehicles back to the location in which they live. They also stated that these dealers were underperformers. This may be true in some circumstances in the last part of 2008 and in the early part of 2009, where the economy had basically come to a stop. Many dealers were doing everything that they could to help sell vehicles. Not only did we continue to take vehicles that we did not need, but in the early part of 2009 and into the spring of 2009, Chrysler continued to call us, telling us that if we did not take vehicles, that they would have to file for bankruptcy. We took those vehicles, and in many cases took vehicles that we knew would take months and months to sell. Well, the short of the matter is that Chrysler did file bankruptcy, and we were terminated because we agreed to help do what Chrysler asked of us to do. They also said that they would not set up new dealerships in the market areas in which dealers had been terminated. This is untrue. Can you imagine within 6 months of Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep terminating dealers in market areas, they are now setting up new dealers with new dealer agreements within miles and in some cases across the street of where the previous dealers were terminated. This is an injustice. It's un-American, it's unethical, and it's dishonest. This should not happen. I urge you to take a look at what has happened to these American dealers. I urge you to look hard at what the Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Corporation have done to these hardworking Americans, and I urge you to help these Americans who have worked long and hard to return to what they have done for so long in giving them their franchises back. Thank you.